Aleichem. We meet again, a short insight into this wonderful Parshas Vayikra, something short and sweet. The very opening of Parashat Vayikra, the very opening of Leviticus, the third book, starts off with Adam ki yakriv mikem. The first expression is talking about sacrifices. Anybody who wants to bring anything of spiritual value and wants to karov korban, to become closer, to get closer to his Judaism, anybody who wants to get closer to his spirituality has to make an investment. And so that Rashi says something very interesting. Why does it say Adam ki yakriv? Why does it say a person, when he brings it forward? So he says it must be a nedava, it must be something optional. It must be something, not something obligatory, but when you really want to become close, it has to come from inside, it has to be something optional. That's ki yakrib. The second Rashi talks about why does it say Adam? Why does it bring us and remind us of Adam? Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. Why does it take us all the way back there? What is the point? And the point is, at the time, Adam and Eve didn't have children, and all they had, the whole world belonged to them. So they didn't bring anything stolen. Anything they brought was really from their own. From there we learn that when you bring a donation, it really has to be from your own. It has to be from your own abundance of wealth, of health, of expression, it has to be something which is yours that you're actually bringing here as sacrifice. And then comes Rav Yehuda Levi, who is the Maharal from Prague, 16th century, one of the greatest thinkers and rabbis of the 16th century in Czech Republic at the time. And he says the following: he takes these two Rashis and puts them together and says something fantastic. And he says, you know what? When you want to get closer, it must be something of your own, and it must be something that you are initiating. It must be, when you're doing something which is compulsory, it's not a real sacrifice. When you're doing something which you've taken from somebody else, it's not a real sacrifice. A real sacrifice has two basic components. One, it is really coming from you as an authentic expression of your ratzon, your will to come closer. And second of all, it has to be physically your own. I'd like to take this one step deeper, which is an idea I heard once from Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach many, many years ago. He used to sing beautiful songs that many of us know, many of his tunes, and have sang many of his songs at different simchas. And before he used to sing a song, he used to say a few words about the words he's about to sing. And there was a song that he was about to sing that the introduction went as follows: that we know the Mishnah in Brochos, the second Mishnah in Brochos, which talks about when is the right time to start saying Kriyas Shema in the morning. First Mishnah talks about Kriyas Shema in the evening. The second Mishnah talks about Kriyas Shema in the morning. From what time? So there are two opinions. One is when you look at your tzitzis and you can see the difference between white and turquoise, tchelet velavan, and the second one is from tchelet and turquoise. That means the difference between blue and green, and the other one is between white and blue. Excuse me. So you need, of course, more light to see the difference between blue and green than you need between white and blue. But still, this discussion goes on in the Talmud, and in the Talmud they bring in a third possibility, which is nothing to do with the strings of your tzitzit, but has to do with is there enough light that if your friend is standing 2 meters in front of you, you recognize him. And if there's enough light to recognize your friend from 2 meters away, then you can say Shema. And if not, then you shouldn't say Shema yet. So said Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach beautifully with his bringing up his guitar, putting it under his chin and fiddling away. He says, what does this really mean? What does it really mean? It means that if we cannot recognize our friend from 2 meters away, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want our Shema Yisrael. We can't go ahead giving sacrifices if it belongs to, if it's somebody else's. We cannot go stealing. We can't desecrate Ben Adam L'Chaveiro in order to do something Ben Adam L'Makom. We cannot desecrate a law which is interpersonal in order to promote ourselves in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. First of all, we have to talk about Ben Adam L'Chaveiro. We have to make sure that everything, our relationships with human beings is set well. Based on that first level, we can go to the second level, which is bringing sacrifices, praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that's the way we teach in all our yeshivot and ulpanot Bnei Akiva. First of all, you have to know how to treat others. You have to know Ben Adam L'Chaveiro. Once you know Ben Adam L'Chaveiro, then we can go to step 2 and bring sacrifices and talk about developing our relationship towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom.